Hello friends, good morning. Hope you all are doing good. I'm back with this book again, The Emperor's New Mind by Sir Roger Penrose, and I'm continuing this fascinating journey. What does it mean to activate an algorithm or to embody it in physical form? Would changing an algorithm be different in any sense from merely discarding one algorithm and replacing it with another? What on earth does any of these have to do with our feelings of conscious awareness? The reader, unless himself or herself a supporter of a strong AI, may be wondering why I have devoted so much space to such a patently absurd idea. In fact, I do not regard the idea as intrinsically an absurd one, mainly just wrong. There is indeed some force in the reasoning behind strong AI which must be reckoned with, and I shall try to explain. There is also, in my opinion, a certain appeal in some of the ideas if modified appropriately, as I shall also try to convey. Moreover, in my opinion, the particular contrary view expressed by Sir also contains some serious puzzles and seemingly absurdities, even though to a partial extent I agree with him. Sir, in his discussion, seems to be implicitly accepting that electronic computers of the present day type, but with considerably enhanced speed of action and size of rapid access store and possibly parallel action, may well be able to pass the Turing test proper in the not too distant future. He is prepared to accept the contention of strong AI and of most other scientific viewpoints that we are the instantiations of any number and computer programs. Moreover, he succumbs to, of course, the brain is a digital computer. Since everything is a digital computer, brains are too. So, Searle maintains that the distinction between the function of human brains, which can have minds, and of electronic computers, which he has argued cannot, and of both of which might be executing the same algorithm, lies solely in the material construction of each. He claims, but for reasons he is not able to explain, that biological objects, brains, can have intentionality and semantics, which he regards as defining characteristics of mental activity, whereas the electronic ones cannot. In itself, this does not seem to me to point the way towards any helpful scientific theory of mind. What is so special about biological systems, apart perhaps from the historical way in which they have evolved and the fact that we happen to be such systems, which sets them apart as the objects allowed to achieve intentionality or semantics? The claim looks to me suspiciously like a dogmatic assertion, perhaps no less dogmatic even than those assertions of strong AI which maintain that the mere enhancing of an algorithm can conjure up a state of conscious awareness. In my opinion, Searle and a great many people have been led astray by the computer people, and they in turn have led astray by the physicians. It is not the physicist's fault, even they don't know everything. The belief seems to be widespread that indeed everything is a digital computer. It is my intention in this book to try to show why and perhaps how this need not be the case. Hardware and software. In the jargon of computer science, the term hardware is used to denote the actual machinery involved in a computer. Printed circuits, transistors, wires, magnetic storage space, etc., including the complete specification for the way in which everything is connected up. Correspondingly, the term software refers to the various programs which can be run on the machine. It was one of Alan Turing's remarkable discoveries that, in effect, any machine for which the hardware has achieved a certain definite degree of complication and flexibility is equivalent to any other such machine. This equivalence is to be taken in the sense that for any two such machines, A and B, there would be a specific piece of software which, if given to machine A, would make it act precisely as though it were machine B. Likewise, there would be another piece of software which would make machine B act precisely like machine A. I am using the word precisely here to refer to the actual output of the machines for any given input fed in after the converting software is fed in, and not to the time that each machine might take to produce that output. I am also allowing that if either machine at any stage runs out of storage space for its calculation, then it can call upon some, in principle, unlimited external supply of blank rough paper, which could take the form of magnetic tape, disc, drums, or whatever. In fact, the difference in the time taken by machines A and B to perform some task might well be a very serious consideration. It might be the case, for example, that A is more than 1,000 times faster at performing a particular task than B. It might be that It might also be the case that for the very same machines, there is some other task for which B is 1,000 times faster than A. Moreover, these timings could depend very greatly on the particular choices for converting software that are used. This is very much an in-principle discussion where one is not really concerned with such practical matters as achieving one's calculation in a reasonable time. I shall be more precise in the next section about the concept being referred to here. The machines A and B are instances of what are called universal Turing machines. In effect, all modern general-purpose computers are universal Turing machines. Thus, all general-purpose computers are equivalent to one another in the above sense. The differences between them can be entirely subsumed in the software, provided that we are not concerned about differences in the resulting speed of operation and possible limitations on storage size. Indeed, modern technology has enabled computers to perform so swiftly and with such vast storage capacities that for most everyday purposes, neither of these practical considerations actually represents any serious limitation to what is normally needed. So, this effective theoretical equivalence between computers can also be seen at the practical level. Technology has, it seems, transformed entirely academic discussions concerning idealized computing devices into matters which directly affect all our lives. As far as I can make out, One of the most important factors underlying the strong AI philosophy is this equivalence between physical computing devices. The hardware is seen as being relatively unimportant, perhaps even totally unimportant, and the software, that is the program or the algorithm, is taken to be the one vital ingredient. However, it seems to me that there are also other important underlying factors coming more from the direction of physics. I shall try to give some indication of what these factors are. What is it that gives a particular person his individual identity? Is it to some extent the very atoms that compose his body? Is this his identity dependent upon the particular choice of electrons, protons, and other particles that compose those atoms? There are at least two reasons why this cannot be so. In the first place, there is a continual turnover in the material of any living person's body. This applies in particular to the cells in a person's brain.